Amber Hagerman was a spirited 9-year-old girl living in Arlington, Texas. She spent her days riding her bicycle around the neighborhood, enjoying the freedom that childhood brings. On January 13th, 1996, she set out on her bike, as she often did, to ride around the local parking lot of a nearby grocery store. Her brother Ricky was with her, and they played together, laughing and enjoying their time outdoors. However, that day would take a horrific turn when Amber's world was shattered. In just a matter of moments, she would go from carefree laughter to a desperate search by her family and the community. As the sun began to set, Amber's absence became alarming. Her mother, who had been inside the house, realized that Amber hadn't returned from her bike ride. Panic set in as she searched the neighborhood, calling out her name. But little did they know, this was just the beginning of a nightmare that would haunt Arlington forever. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a frantic search for Amber began. Her family quickly alerted the police, who responded with urgency. Officers combed through the area, interviewing neighbors and searching for any signs of the missing girl. The investigation took a chilling turn when a witness came forward, claiming to have seen Amber being abducted by a man in a dark pickup truck. This revelation shifted the focus of the investigation. The police began canvassing the area, looking for surveillance footage or anyone who might have seen the vehicle. The community rallied together, distributing flyers and spreading the word about Amber's disappearance, hoping for a miracle. But as days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. The police were left with very few leads, and the case quickly turned cold. Amber's name, however, would not be forgotten. While the investigation struggled, the local media picked up the story, amplifying the urgency. Time was running out, and every passing hour made the possibility of finding Amber alive seem slimmer. As the investigation deepened, detectives began to explore various leads. They interviewed those closest to Amber, including her family, friends, and neighbors. Yet no one could provide any significant information that could help identify the suspect. The witness who had seen the abduction described the man as having a scruffy beard and driving a dark pickup truck, but there were no solid leads to pursue. The police released a composite sketch to the public, hoping it would jog someone's memory. However, as time passed, the case continued to stall. The absence of concrete evidence left detectives scrambling for answers. They delved into Amber's home life, searching for any possible motive for her abduction. Was it a random act of violence, or did someone specifically target Amber? The questions were endless, and the answers remained elusive. Just when it seemed like the case was fading from the public's consciousness, a tragic discovery emerged that would reignite the investigation. On January 17, 1996, just 4 days after Amber's abduction, her body was discovered in a nearby creek, not far from where she had been taken. The news shattered the community and left investigators grappling with the horror of the situation. Amber had been brutally murdered, and the autopsy revealed that she had died from multiple injuries. The realization that the little girl, once full of life, was now a victim of a heinous crime sent shockwaves through Arlington. Investigators quickly refocused their efforts on finding Amber's killer. They reviewed the case files and evidence in hopes of uncovering new leads. The community's outrage grew as they demanded justice for Amber. A memorial was held in her honor, drawing attention to the need for child safety and protection measures. It was during this time that the concept of the Amber Alert system was born, aimed at quickly disseminating information about abducted children to the public. In the wake of Amber's murder, the Amber Alert system was developed to ensure that no child's disappearance would go unnoticed. The first Amber Alert was issued in 1996, shortly after Amber's case, and it transformed the way law enforcement approached child abductions. The alerts would be broadcast through various media channels, including radio and television, ensuring that the entire community could mobilize to help find missing children. Over the years, the system has been credited with saving countless lives, making Amber's legacy one of hope amidst tragedy. Yet despite the advances in child protection, Amber's killer remains unidentified to this day. The case has gone cold, leaving her family and the community with unanswered questions. Investigators continue to review leads and tips that come in, but the mystery surrounding Amber's abduction and murder lingers, haunting those who search for closure. The disappearance of Amber Hagerman remains one of the most heart-wrenching, unsolved cases in American history. As we reflect on the impact of her tragic story, it's clear that her legacy extends beyond the Amber Alert system. It serves as a constant reminder of the need for vigilance and community involvement in child safety. Every year, the anniversary of Amber's abduction serves as a painful reminder for her family and the community. They continue to advocate for child safety, ensuring that Amber's story is never forgotten. But questions linger. Who abducted Amber and why? Will her family ever find the closure they desperately seek? The truth remains buried, waiting for the day when justice will finally be served. Until then, the mystery of Amber Hagerman continues to haunt those who were touched by her story, urging us all to remain vigilant in the fight against child abduction.